Hey everybody, we are here at Maple Grove and the car's ready to go. We just warmed it up, waiting, got a little over an hour to wait before we go up for our Q1. Hopefully we can do a lot better than we did last weekend and put that one behind us. Anyways, I got a question from Ray Fratone, and somebody else asked it as well, what we use for lifters. So we'll come in here real quick, and we just use a Jessel roller lifter. So, and we always have them soaking in oil. So it's just a Jessel roller lifter, and they're 1.16 inches. So pretty big, pretty burly, but just a big solid roller. And always soaking in oil before we put them in the car to make sure that that bushing is plenty soaked. Anyways, hope that answers the question. Alright guys, so Dave Cisco asked, why do I have to polish the crank sometimes, and do we run a oil filter? And we do run an oil filter. That's that XRP thing there. It's a metal filter. We just take it apart and clean it after every couple passes, or anytime that it hurts itself, we'll take it out. We have 2 of them. We swap them in and out of 2 assemblies and then several elements. Anyways, and then really why I have to polish the crankshaft just comes down to circumstance. So if it puts a hole out and we keep running it, it's beating on that bearing, and that bearing will blacken, and then I'll have to polish the crankshaft. If it's running lean, it'll hammer on it and I'll have to polish the crankshaft. There's just a lot of different situations. If we're going real high mile an hour, that clutch slinging around, I might have to polish number 5 main to take care of the blacking, because it's touching the bearing instead of riding on that coat of oil like we'd like it to. But you know, when we get really aggressive, she's putting a lot of pressure on it, and it'll hammer them home a little bit and beat on them. So, or the rods, you know, if we're running lean and it's hammering on a rod journal, I have to polish a rod. So that's what happens. But you know, we can run really fast. We've been, you know, 72s and 69, 72, and everything's happy with the car. I don't polish anything. Everything looks really happy if the tune's just right. So, but that's why we end up having to polish it. It just starts to grab a hold of a bearing and starts changing, and it'll put a little copper on it or a little black cocoa oil, and we can polish it off there and make the crank live a few more passes. Hey, Robert A., you asked, what's with the camera? You know, when I'm filming on the starting line, what's with the camera that we put down on the starting line on the one side? Well, you can use it to look at how the tires do and stuff, but mainly if you just watch Clay's video, you'll see they're in, that camera angle is in most of Clay's video. That's his GoPro, and we're filming that, and then he puts it in a lot of his content. Alright everybody, we're just rolling up here for Q1 at Maple Grove. Hopefully we can go A to B and shake last week off and start moving forward. So, video the run here in a little bit. Alright guys, Eric Sweet asked, how often do we dump the catch can, or as we call it, the puke tank? So that's it right there, and we check it every pass, and it gets dumped whenever you can feel a little bit of oil. And I mean, you can feel it right away. Obviously it can hold a lot, but it gets checked every run, and then it gets dumped as needed. You know, if we burn a piston or whatever, create pan pressure, it's going to push a lot of oil into it, and that's what it's there for. Hey everybody, we're headed up for Q2 here in Maple Grove. Last night went really well. We ran a 369. That put us 3rd overall, and the motor came back fairly happy, so we're pretty stoked, and good to get the monkey off our back after Indy. So come up here and see what we can do here in Q2. we are rolling up for Q3. Q2 went pretty well. We ran a 74. Not quite as fast as we'd like, but we didn't hurt anything. The chutes deployed and bounced onto the wheelie bar, so they didn't open and blossom for clay, which caused him to have to. He kept it from bouncing and did a great job getting it shut down, but it kind of boiled the brake fluid, so we had to, in this service, we had to go ahead and bleed the brakes and get all the fluid flushed out and work on the brakes a little bit. But they did their job. So here we go. I think we're still qualified number 3 overall, so 3rd or 4th. So we'll see how this round goes, and hopefully we can turn some wind lights on tomorrow. Hey everybody, we are rolling up here for E1 in Maple Grove.
Luck you up.
Thank you. Q3 went really well. We went a 374, not quite as quick as we wanted to go, but the car's not hurting itself and it's running fairly consistently. We need to make a little bit of a change, but pretty happy. So see if we can't turn 4 wind lights on for you all today. Alright guys, we are rolling up for E2. Round 1 went really well. We ran at 69 again. Motor come back happy. Got around them, so we got Justin Ashley in the 2nd round here. So hopefully we can do what we did last round and keep turning on wind lights today. Service went really well. Couldn't be more proud of my guys. We made some changes on how we're servicing in between rounds, and we really cut a bunch of time off how long it's taken us to do stuff with. And my guys, it's really cool. We're really coming together at the perfect time right here at the countdown.
Hey everybody, sorry we only went the 1 round in Maple Grove, and then the car just didn't run really good in that 2nd round. Just kind of drove through the clutch, I guess. Anyways, we've really got to step it up here this week in Charlotte. We need to go some rounds in Charlotte to stay in some contention for some points in there in the countdown. So things are running pretty good. Like I say, the car ran pretty good. We just got beat. So there's nothing too sad other than we just need to keep going rounds and keep our momentum going before Indy. Anyways, I was going to answer one more question and then call this one a video. Howard Fulford from England asked, what can we do to reduce tire shake? There's going to be a million answers to this depending on who you ask. There's a shake zone, we call it. It's when the car's picking up enough speed and bringing in enough clutch that it tries to fold the tire over itself. That's kind of what tire shake is caused by the tire actually folds over itself and squares off and then folds over itself and then it unfolds and it creates a real violent shake that'll break motor mounts, give Clay a headache for 2 days, all the bad stuff that comes with tire shake. So a couple ways to prevent tire shake is one, tire speed. So you need enough slippage as the tire keeps slipping and helps keep it round. And you actually create, as the tire is slipping and shearing some rubber off, it actually creates more traction than dead hooking. Like if it didn't slip at all, that's a certain amount of traction, but actually slipping it and causing that shear effect is actually more traction, even though you're still slipping the tire. So you want to slip it enough that it helps keeps it round. And then when you come into that shakedown where it's really trying to get after it, sometimes you take some timing out of it, take some power out of the car just for a little while. We ramp timing out and we ramp timing back in to try to control tire shake the best we can. And there's a lot more to it than that. I'm just not the smart enough guy to answer it all. Plus, I can't answer it all. But anyways, that's kind of the gist of it. You want to slip the tire enough to help keep the tire around, and then sometimes you got to take a little power out, down track a little ways when it hits that shake zone around 300 foot. I hope that answers it. Thanks everybody for liking and subscribing. I've had a big boost over the last couple weeks. I like to keep that momentum going as well. But thanks everybody for your support and watching us and cheering for Clay and the team, Parts Plus Car. So anyways, we'll be in Charlotte. I'll fly out tomorrow and we'll see if we can't put some wind lights together. Thank you.